Right, I fitted a new barrel, new hop rubber. I fitted a ZZI barrel, needed a bit of work, you can see that in another video. New hop unit, VFC hop unit, shooting okay. Found it kind of going right left on some of the shots, needs work, but shot at a good distance. Power with the 363mm barrel and 6.2 and the hop unit, it went from 0.95, 0.96 up to 1.1, say 617 joule, so that was a big power increase there, and that was on 0.3 gram BB and 0.28, so yeah, the power went up with them two upgrades. Alright, shooting away, everything was grand, and then all of a sudden stopped feeding. Why? Because the tappet plate broke. Little piece that holds the spring on broke off. Opened it up, and then a few of the shims went off, as they do when you have it shimmed. So got to reshim it. Right, first off, out with that. Off with the trigger, reversal, gear. Remove all them shims because it's just no good. Pain in the bloody ass, that's what it is. And your shims go flying off. Alright, let's check everywhere's. No shims. Let's put them aside there. Right, I have the MOSFET out there now. Now, what I'm going to start with is I am going to change the bushings for FPS bearings, see what they're like. Right. Got some FPS shims as well. And these shims are, I think they're 2.02. Well, it could be 0.2 and 0.3. That's 30 inches. Yeah, 0.2. Yeah. So everything's a 0.2, so this is 0.4 on here. A lot of movement there. Point 4 on there. I'm just doing it loosely without closing the gearbox for the moment. Still a lot of movement there. So that's 0.8 on the top to bring that up, and 0.4 on the bottom, just with it being about closed up. So I know now that 0.8 on the top, 0.4 on the bottom will be too much if I close the gearbox. So if I take a 0.2 off the bottom, and add 8.1, just check that without closing the gearbox. Right, I'm going to put the close the gearbox and put the motor grip on and pop the motor in. Not going to fire all the screws in, just a few. I'll be fast forwarding putting screws in. Right, with the motor in, grip on, I just check the height of it there, if I can see it. It's hard to see the height. I'll just check the movement of this gear now. It's tiny, tiniest little movement. Don't want it any tighter than that. Will it move? Gear moves. I don't know if you can see that properly there. Slightest little. Check the up and down. Yeah, that's okay. So that's bevel to pinion. That's done. Right, we'll take this back off. I'm not going to bore you with that. Right, so pinion to bevel set, motor height is set. So it's 0.8 on the top, 0.3 on the bottom. Now, spur gear. Just give it a little, pretty tight in there. No, 0.2. Check that so it's tight. So I'm going to go 0.3. Check what clearance I'm getting there. Seems to be enough clearance there. Now I'm going to do another 0.2, 0.2, and close the gearbox to see what that's like. I'll put 4 screws in just to clear that up. Alright, so that's just about right there. Yeah, that'll do for that one. So it's a 0.3 on the bottom, 0.4 on the top. Now, sector. I'll do 0.4 on the bottom and 0.4 on the top. Let's check clearance. Seems to be enough clearance between the spur and the sector. Close it up. I have the sector in. Good bit of movement there. I'd say I might need a 0.1, maybe on the bottom, just to bring it up a little touch more. Now 0.1, put on the bottom, still maybe a 0.1 on the top. See how that goes. I have another 0.1 put on the top. Doesn't sound bad that way. Rattle that way. There's still a bit of play there. So I'll take the 0.1 off the top and put a 0.2 on, see what it's like. Now there's still a bit of movement there, you can hear gear movement. So I'll probably need another 0.1 on the top. Right. So it's good there. Still, see, it still needs a 0.1 just at the top. Alright, there's no movement hardly there now. Tiniest little touch. But I think it's the spur. Yeah, spurs. So the spur needs a 0.1 on top as well, or maybe a 0.2. Right, so I'll put a 0.2 on top of the spur. Sounds better now. So that's that. Now what I need to do is the anti-reversal latch, fit that in and check the height and everything, and the tappet plate to see what way it moves with the gears being shimmed. So I'm just going to throw them in. Right, I've checked the anti-reversal height, that's okay. Now tappet plate, without the gear being engaged like it's picking up the piston, when it's just free you just want to check the movement. That's moving free, it's not squashing from the two ends of the gearbox or the gear being too high, so that's okay, moves free, moves as it should, so that's all good. Now just throw it back together.